Episode 3 of Game Hunters starts right now. We're going to be talking about spotting fakes. Just like in music and the movies industry, there are plenty of fake games to go around that if you're not sure what you're looking at, you might actually think is the real game. So I'm going to give you some tips on what to look out for and give you some examples of fake games. If you're shopping at places like GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy, even Amazon.com, these stores almost always sell real games. They're not going to take in fake games. So if you're buying just from places like that, have no fear, you're buying actual games. If you're not, then you need to take that back because that is a big mistake on their part. But for the most part, for all those places, you are getting a good deal on a real game. The way you run into fake games is by buying from out of the country, from places that look shady, and from companies that you've never heard of. If you buy online, a good place, eBay, or even some random sellers on Amazon, they might sell you a game that is fake, and that is what you want to look out for. First, we're going to talk about how to spot a real game. Now, real games, you might think, well, yeah, I know what it is, but there are some clues that you can look at a real game that you won't see in a fake game. So here we have Super Street Fighter 4 on the PS3. Now, if you're familiar with games, you can see that this is an appropriate case. It looks good. Cover art is correct. And if you open the game up, you can see the game disc here. It has the PS3 logo and the PlayStation symbol. These are good signs for it being a real game. And if you flip the game over, you can see on the back, right in the middle here, if you can make it out, there's a PlayStation 3 logo on the top of the ring and PS logos all around it. That's hard for someone to fake. Those are always good signs that it's a real game. Also, if you look at the art itself on the disc, it fits, it's the appropriate size, and it's not glued on. That is a definite plus for a game being real. Xbox 360 games are the exact same way. The case should look familiar to owners of other 360 games. The disc itself should look good. It should have the Xbox symbol on it. The artwork should fit. And on the back and the front here, you can see these Xbox symbols around the center ring. Again, hard to emulate. That's a good sign that it's a real game. Ensuring the authenticity of games dates back to the original Nintendo, perhaps before, but I'll show you this PlayStation 2 example as the last one. Again, it should look good. The disc should look appropriately sized with the artwork. It should have the PlayStation logos all over it. And this one is a little bit different. On the back, if you can see it on the camera, there are small PlayStation logos on the disc itself. These are extremely hard to emulate, and most fakers will not have these. So if you see that, you know you have an original disc. And again, it follows the same rules as before. If it looks right, it's likely the right thing. If it looks weird or out of place, it's probably a fake. Well, some of you probably already knew all of that. It is good to keep in mind when we look at the next thing we're going to talk about, and that's fake games. The easiest way to spot a fake, and really the only way to spot it, is by looking at the clues that we just went over and seeing if they're there or if they're not there. Most games that are fakes will always give themselves away one way or another. The really good fakes will be hard to find, but those fine details like the discs will give them away. Some of the bad fakes, which I'm going to show you here, are obvious, and you should know right off the bat if you see something that looks strange, it is likely a fake or pirated game. Now, you can tell these games are fake for a few reasons. So on the left here we have the real version of Monster Rancher 2, and on the right we have the fake version. And you can tell it's fake because of a lot of reasons. Right off the bat, you can see this is the original game. It comes in the right case. This isn't even the right PlayStation case. It's not the right back artwork. It doesn't line up straight. And it has the symbol of the company that produced the fake, obviously not real. If you look at the game itself, here's the original one. Looks good. It has the nice PlayStation logos that we're looking for. And if you look here at the fake, you can see that there's no instruction manual, which is a bad sign to start. And the cover itself of the disc is actually just a reprint of the cover image. They just pasted it on the disc itself. And again, on the back, you can see where the burn lines were when they made it, and there are no symbols saying that it is the PlayStation version of the game. This is obviously a fake. Another example of a fake game is Hot Shots Golf. Here on the left, we have the original game, the real version. The case looks good. The right is the fake. This time they actually did a better job with the case because it's actually a jewel case. And on the fake game, you can see they just redid the artwork. Again, it's better done than the first game, but it's not real. And this is a good sign that it's a fake. And on the back, they actually did something really interesting. So you can see around the edge here, they actually printed the word Hot Shots on the disc itself. It's kind of like emulating the PS logos printed on there, but again, there are no PlayStation logos, which is a sign that it's real. And also, the game is called Hot Shots Golf, so they even got that wrong. So that is another bad sign that this is a fake game. As you can see, there are some simple ways to spot fake games. You might be asking why someone would fake or pirate one, and it's really just a profit deal. They're going to make the game, sell it to you for a amount of money, and they're going to make the profit, and you're going to get a bad game, and you're going to be pretty pissed off. I actually borrowed these games from my girlfriend. She got them from overseas. They're really cheap, and some of these games, like Jersey Devil here, is actually hard to find. That's going to set you back about 30 bucks if you buy it used, a real version. So having a fake version might actually sound good because it might only be a few bucks, but as a collector, you never want a fake game. It goes without saying. So just watch out for these. There are plenty of other fakes out there to watch out for. Fake controllers, fake consoles, and more fake games. I kind of wish I had more to show you so that I could give you examples of what to look out for. But you can use the same principles we just discussed here to look for fake controllers and consoles. I mean, if it's by Nintendo and it says Nintendo 64-2, you know, that never existed, so that's not a real console. If you look at controllers or other games, check for the symbols. If it's by Nintendo, it'll always say Nintendo. It's not going to look like someone just drew it on there or etched it out. It's going to be well done. Always check for that authenticity. PlayStation games always are done with the Sony symbol on it somewhere. If you don't see that symbol, it's likely a fake. And it even goes on to, you know, PC games. That's probably one of the easiest things to fake, just because PCs already have burners on them. So just check for the symbols, make sure it comes in the appropriate boxes, make sure it looks professional. Most of the time these games are just designed to make a quick buck for the seller, and they're not going to be done very well. So you can easily spot a fake if you just pay attention. Fortunately, getting back to what I said before, if you buy games at stores like GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, or if you buy online from a verified seller like Amazon, you're always going to get a real game. So you don't have to worry about something like this coming to your door. It's when you think you're trying to get a good deal and buy really cheap, eBay would be a great example, that you have to watch out for what you're actually getting. Now most of these sellers, I don't want to pinpoint anyone in particular, a lot of times they come from overseas or it's someone that is not a verified account. Check ratings online. If someone says this is a fake, it's probably a fake. Check for prices too. If you see a game, let's use the Jersey Devil example one more time. If you see this game for 30, 40 bucks, that's probably a real version online somewhere. If you see someone selling it for like $3 and you can buy it now, that's likely a fake. Someone probably has mass produced it and they're trying to get your money quickly. So just watch out for that. Just know that for quality things, you're going to have to pay, you know, regular amounts of money for it. So just be careful. And you can always assure that if you pay that extra attention, that you're going to get the game that you want the very first time. Alright, that concludes this episode of Game Hunter on spotting a fake. As a general rule of thumb, you can use all the principles we discussed to look for all kinds of fakes. I wish I had more to show you, but I don't. But if the game looks non-original, if something is missing, if the markings aren't on the game disc, if the case looks strange, anything like that, be skeptical because it's probably not a real game. If you're buying online, I always say buy from a trusted seller. Amazon is a great place. eBay with real people that have good verified backgrounds is another good choice. But for the most part, if you're buying in a store, you're doing fine. Don't worry about it. If you guys have any questions about what we just discussed today, or if you want to see a different topic on a future video, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, you can check out the website here where I go over more video game reviews, game collecting tips, and all kinds of game goodness. Other than that, I will see you guys next time.